Hello, welcome to another session of Mate Maths. I hope you guys are doing good. Five x minus 3 divided by x squared minus 6x plus 5. Integral of 5x minus 3 divided by x squared minus 6x plus 5 dx. How are you going to solve this problem? What approach? Well, you can pause the video and try, but please make sure, apart from the approach that we are going to use to solve this question, the approach that you use, make sure you leave it in the comment section for me. Okay, well, in this video I'm just going to solve this problem here with what? Partial fraction. But how are we going to use the partial fraction to solve this problem? Well, let's get started to find out. Okay, let's write our solution first. Now let's bring this problem here. Let's bring this problem here down here. Okay, here, because we are using the partial fraction approach, we are just going to factorize what? The denominator. Okay, so how are you going to factorize this one? First, you're going to find two factors that when multiplied will give the product of coefficient of x squared and this 5. That is, 5 times 1 will give us what? 5. But when sum up will give us what? Minus 6. So what are those factors of what? 5. That when you sum up, it gives you what? Minus 6. But when you multiply, it gives you what? 5. That is minus 1 and then minus 5. So I'm just going to replace this one with what? Minus x and then minus 5x. Okay. Good. So here we're just going to put bracket on this and also this and that. Okay. Good. So here, what is the common factor? X squared and then x. That is what? X. So when x comes out, what will be left in the bracket is x minus 1. Now when you come here, the common factor is 5 because 5 is here and 5 is also here. So 5 will come out, and when 5 comes out, you're going to get x minus 1 to be in what? The bracket. Okay. Now let's put this one and then this one in bracket and then multiply it by one of these. Okay. Good. So by factorization, the denominator is now x minus 5 times x minus 1. Good. So to apply the partial fraction approach, we first have to factorize what? The denominator. Why? Because if we don't factorize it, we don't know the type of partial fractions that we should apply. So here, x minus 5 and then x minus 1. This one here is what? In terms of partial fraction, is what? A linear factor. A linear factor. You know, we have other types of partial fraction: linear factor, quadratic factor, repeated factor. You know, this one here is what? A linear factor. It's not what? Quadratic or what? Repeated what? Factor. So we're just going to solve this one using what? The linear factor of what? Partial fractions. Okay, so we're just going to split this one into a partial fraction. partial fraction. That is linear partial fractions. Okay, split it into partial fraction. It's not just any partial fraction, but what? A linear factor type of what? Partial fractions. Okay, so now when you split it, the integral is now integral of a over x minus 5 plus b over x minus 1 or dx. So how are you going to find the value of a and then b? Well, to get the value of a and b, we have to form a linear equation from the product of this and then this and also this and then this and equate it to this one here. Why? Because to get that linear equation, it is actually the whole of this is equal to this times this plus this times this divided by the product of this. And because the denominator of this one and this one are the same, we just multiply through by the same thing as this one. And when we do that, this side on the other side of the equation, this one will go away and to be left with this, and on the other side this one will go away, the product of this one will go away to be left with what? The product of this times this plus this and then that. Okay, so our linear equation will be 5x minus 3 is equal to a times x minus 1 plus b times x minus 5. Good. So how are you going to find the value of a and then b? Well, to get the value of a and b from this equation, you're just going to use the cover up rule. We have the expanded form approach and also we have the cover up rule approach, but we are just going to use the cover up rule approach because that one is very, very simple. From this equation, that rule is very, very simple to use as compared to the expanded form approach. So how are we going to use the rule? Well, I'm just going to cover one up and find the other one. Covering one up simply means eliminating one. So how are you going to eliminate one? Just going to eliminate either the whole of this or the whole of this by putting x equal to either plus 1 or plus 5. That is either 1 or 5. So when you put x equal to 1, this one, the whole of this will be 0, and then we find the value of this. And also when we put x equal to 5, this one will be 0, and then we find the value of this. Okay, so using cover up rule, put x is equal to 1. So you're going to put x equal to 1 into the equation. Okay, all right. Now when you put x is equal to 1, this is how the equation will look. That is 5 times 1 minus 3 is equal to a into bracket 1 minus 1 plus b into bracket 1 minus 5. Now here 1 minus 1 will be 0. 0 times a will be 0. So here a is gone. Now let's come to this side. 1 minus 5 will give us minus 4. Minus 4. Minus 4 times this one give us minus 4b. And with this one, 5 times 1 will give us 5 minus 3 will give us 2. So you're going to get 2 is equal to minus 4b. Minus 4b. Now let's divide both sides by minus 4 to get the value of 4b. So b is equal to minus 1 over 2. Here, when you divide this one by 4 and also divide this one by 4, 2 over minus 4, to the lowest term is minus 1 out of 2. Minus 1 out of 2. So the value of b from the equation is minus 1 out of 2. Okay, now let's go ahead and find the value of a. And this time I'm just going to put x equal to 5, so that this one here will just go away. So put x equal to 5. Now let's put x equal to 5 into the equation. All right, so here this one will give us what? 25. 25 minus 3 will give us what? 22. Now when you come here, this one will give us what? 4, and that will be 4a. Here will give us what? 0, so this one will be gone. Okay, so I'm just going to get 22 is equal to what? 4a. 22 is equal to 4a. Let's divide both sides by 4. When you divide both sides by 4, we're going to get a will be equal to 22 over 4. And 22 over 4 to the lowest term is what? 11 over 2. 11 over 2. 11 over 2. So a is equal to 11 over 2. 11 over 2. All right. Now that we know the value of what? A and b, let's put them into the integrals and continue from there. Yeah, here is minus because we had the value of b to be what? Minus half. Minus half. Yeah. So the integral is now integral of 11 over 2 into bracket x minus 5 minus 1 over 2 into bracket x minus 1 dx. How are you going to solve this one? Well, here you can factor out minus half, and then you solve whatever you are going to get at the end of the day. When you factor out 1 over 2, I'm just going to get 11 over x minus 5 minus 1 out of x minus 1. And when you solve it, you're just going to get 11 times natural log of 4, x minus 5. And then this will just give you what? Natural log of what? X minus 1. Remember to take what? The absolute value. Okay? But somebody may be thinking that here is 11. Even when we factor out the 1 out of 2, 11 is still here. So he or she might just be confused of this or 11. So here I'm not going to do it as I just said, but I'm just going to work it out in big for you. So what we are going to do here is that if this one will confuse you, just split it. Okay, just split it so that you can take the whole of 11 over 2 out. When you split it, it becomes 2. It becomes this one dx, and then also this one dx. Okay, so here just going to split it. Just going to split it. Okay. Now you see, splitting it up, when you compare this one to this one, you can see that this one is very, very simple to solve as compared to this one. All right. You can still factor out the 1 over 2 and be able to integrate this one. When you do, just get the same answer as well as we are going to get for this one. But maybe somebody may be thinking that when he factor out the 1 out of 2, the 11 here will be causing her problem. You find it difficult how to handle the 11 here together with what? X minus 5. So if this 11 will worry you, then you do it as I've done mine here. Okay, so now when you split it, it will be this one dx, and now to integrate this one, we just bring what? That 11 out of 2 at the back of the integral sign. That is what you are seeing here. And when you do that, you're going to get integral of 1 over x minus 5. And then the same thing is here. When you bring it out, you're going to get integral of 1 out of 4 x minus 1. And this, as for this one, all of us easily know what will be the solution to this one as compared to this one, because this one is very, very, very simple to solve. We are much familiar with this problem as compared to this one. Okay, all right. So what is the answer to this integral here? This one will give us this one will give us 11 over 2 times natural log absolute value of x minus 5 minus, when you come to this side, this one will be minus 1 out of 2 times natural log absolute value of what? X minus 1. And I hope you all know why this one is what? Natural log absolute value of 4 x minus 1, or natural log absolute value of what? X minus 5. Okay, you all know why, so I'll not waste time, explaining it or maybe elaborating it. Okay. All right. 11/2 times natural log absolute value of 4 x minus 5 minus 1 out of 2 natural log absolute value of 4 x minus 1. And I hope you know why we took absolute value. So as I said, I will not waste time for explaining it. Okay, so it is the answer to this, either this one. When you solve it right from here, this is what you are going to get. And also when you do it this way and you solve, this is what you are going to get at the end of the day. Okay, so this is the answer to the integral problem that we are solving. But it's not yet an answer because we haven't add our plus c. We haven't add our plus c. Okay, so to conclude this or to complete it, you're just going to add our plus c to end it, because what? It's not what? A definite was integral. Okay, so therefore the integral of 5x minus 3 divided by x squared minus 6x plus 5x dx is equal to 11/2 natural log absolute value of 4 x minus 5 minus 1 out of 2 natural log of absolute value of x minus 1 plus c plus c plus c. So this is the answer to this integral problem here. When you reach here, you can choose to write this one as a single fraction by finding the LCM. Yeah, if you find the LCM, it will be 11 natural log of absolute value of x minus 5 minus natural log of absolute value of x minus 1 all over 2 plus c. All over 2 plus c. So you can do it that way or in this way. Okay. All right. That's it, guys. Please, if you like this video, kindly give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and comment. Thanks for watching.